questions always come from people in regards to someone that said something, and sometimes the mistake is done by the speaker, where the speaker assumes that you know what he's talking about. Meaning, he will say a story, and then I'll mention some side comment, like, yeah, you remember what happened with Avraham Avinu and his father, and continue, assuming you know what he's talking about. And if you're talking to a bunch of Talmidei Chachamim, Talmidei Yeshiva, people that have learned this with you, it's correct to do. But if you're talking to the general public, for the most part, it's incorrect. Unless it's just too long of an explanation, it's incorrect to do it simply because it's assuming people know what you're talking about, and many times they don't, and it makes them actually very, very confused. To assume people know the basics is incorrect in this generation, and probably quite a few generations before us even, but definitely this generation, because most people today, including religious people, do not know the basics. How do I know? I deal with them every single day. I deal with religious people, I deal with non-religious people, I deal with all types of people, and quite frankly, the vast majority of people do not know the basics. They simply do not know the basics. So assuming they know the basics is incorrect. So if you're going to say something with the assumption that people know the basics, then you're going to have a lot of confused people. And the audience that you have is going to be underserved. But that's sometimes the reason why people have confusions. Sometimes that's the reason why somebody will answer that question the way that you just said it, whether Mashiach is going to die, assuming you understood there's two Mashiachs and one is not going to die and one is going to die. He assumed maybe that's the reason.
He was learning about Mashiach ben David.
If he talked about Mashiach ben David, then he has to learn again. The other reason is sometimes that the listener mishears or misunderstands what the speaker says. Mishears and misunderstands. He says something, and the listener just doesn't hear it the right way. He misunderstands it. And this happens even more often. Even more often this happens. That's why Kadosh Baruch Hu invented and created YouTube and video, which allows you to rewind 10 seconds, rewind 20 seconds, rewind 30 minutes, and hear it all over again, because you obviously did not arrive at the right conclusion. You hear it again, you play it again, and you hear it enough times, you'll understand it. Sometimes I myself listen to the same recording that Rabbi Ephraim sent me of an answer 15 times. Now, I heard it the first time. It's a 2-minute recording. 2-minute recording. I heard it once, twice, 3, 4. I'll hear it 15 times. Why? Because until I know that I understand every word that he said in there, I'm not finished. Again and again and again and again. If I was you guys, if I was sitting in like, what I do with my rabbi? When I have my rabbi, if I talk to my rabbi, we have a shiur. Every day there's Baruch Hashem a shiur. I have a pen and paper in front of me. I write down as many words as I can. And after I write, I listen to the shiur. Just like everybody else listens on the internet. They listen to Rabbi Ephraim's shiur. I listen to shiur also, just like them. I'm one of the views. Sometimes 2, sometimes 10, sometimes 20. Why? I want to make sure I understand every word, depending on the shiur. If it's material that we've never covered, it's brand new, I'm going to hear it as many times as I have to until I remember it. But people listen to shiurim, they listen to shiurim every day, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours, 10, for 10 years. Nothing changes. Why? Because they're listening. They're not learning. They're listening. Superficially, like music. So, sometimes the listener mishears the speaker, misunderstands the speaker, and arrives at the wrong conclusion. But then sometimes the speaker is a rasha.